cold outside, way too cold for a fly to live out there, and yet here we are, a fly in my house. Hi, Dr. Bug here. We are going to take a look at some fun fly facts, or maybe pesky fly facts. Did you know there are over 110,000 species of flies? Whether annoying or gross, all flies play an important role in our ecosystem. Let's take a look. Flies are in the order Diptera, the true flies, along with mosquitoes, gnats, and midges. Insects in the order Diptera go through complete metamorphosis. You might remember that means 4 life cycle stages: the egg, larva, often called a maggot, pupa, and adult. Within the order Diptera, there are many different kinds of flies. When you hear the word fly, what comes to mind first? Let's start with the one we all know the best, the common housefly. Houseflies have been around for tens of millions of years, possibly even when the dinosaurs were still around. What's a housefly do all day? They eat, especially sugars and decaying material. Flies are actually beneficial scavengers, but there's a gross side too. When a fly spots a meal, they land, but they don't take a bite and chew. They don't have any teeth. Instead, they spit on their food, which liquefies it, and then they slurp it up with their straw-like proboscis. And then they move on to their next meal, which just might be your dinner plate. Bacteria and disease can hitch a ride on their little legs, and this is why we keep flies out of our homes, cover our food at picnics, and why we wipe down kitchen surfaces. That's the good. Flies are helpful as scavengers, but then there's the ick, as they carry bacteria and diseases to our food. So let's check out the amazing. Their oversized red eyes are compound eyes and are made up to 4,000 lenses, and along with their antenna, help them to detect air movement and odors. They fly about 4.5 miles an hour. That's just a little faster than you normally walk. And then there's that ability to walk upside down. Their feet are sticky enough to grip, and they have tiny claws to unstick themselves as they climb walls or hang from the ceiling. And their brains are incredible too. They process information super fast. To escape certain death, a fly can calculate a swatter's approach, plan an escape, and leap the other way, all in milliseconds. Okay, are you ready to meet some cute flies? As the old saying goes, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. What is cute to one person might not be cute to another. My choice for the cutest fly is the botfly. Adult rabbit botflies are large furry flies that resemble the size and shape of a bumblebee. These botflies are black, white, and gray in color, with large heads and black eyes that have a distinct red band down the center. They have dark spots that look like freckles on their very round and very cute cheeks. Yes, I did call them cute, but they do have a very gross side. Botflies are also referred to as warble flies, and their larvae are called warbles. Adult botflies don't feed, they have no mouth parts, but their larvae, they are big eaters. Weirdly, their funny little name refers to a very strange life cycle stage. Botfly larvae, or warbles, are parasites. Different botflies target different mammals. Rabbit botflies go after rabbits. Rodent botflies target mice, rats, and squirrels. Equine botflies target horses, sheep-nosed botflies, sheep, and so on. So what happens? The rabbit botfly lays a single egg on or near a rabbit, and the egg is picked up by the rabbit. When it hatches, the larva tunnels under the rabbit's skin. It feeds and grows there, leaving a tiny breathing hole in the skin. The warble doesn't seem to affect the health of the rabbits they infest, but large growths or lumps can be seen on the shoulders or rump of the animal. Oddly, these lumps and bumps are also called a warble. Once the larvae pupate, they lead the rabbit through the hole. Veterinarians are often called in to remove the warble from domestic or farm animals. So what else is there to love about a fly? Well, we love our pollinators, so let's take a look at the fly pollinators. Some species of flies are important pollinators. They are attracted to pale, dull flowers and often flowers that smell like, well, rotten meat, blood, or worse. Flies are not quite as efficient as pollinating as bees. They only have one pair of wings and they don't have that fuzzy body to collect pollen. But by sheer numbers, flies are super important pollinators, especially in far north or alpine regions where there aren't many bees. One fly wins the prize for being the best pollinator. They have the nickname flower fly, and they're great at pollinating. They even fool us into thinking they're bees because they look like bees. These are the hoverflies. Hoverflies are masters of disguise. They look like bees, and their long tongue lets them visit the same flower bees do. Now here's a surprise. The most important pollinator, for most of us anyway, isn't a bee or a hoverfly. It's a tiny midge. You might know midges as biting fly or no-see-ums, but this midge, it's a pollinator. This fly is the only pollinator of the cocoa tree. That means without flies, there would be no chocolate, no candy bars, no hot cocoa, no chocolate cupcakes with chocolate frosting. The cocoa flowers are small, face down, and a little funky smelling, so it's really no wonder the tree's pollinator is a fly. Cocoa tree flowers are only open for a day or two, and very few flowers get pollinated. So these little midges have a very important job. Flies. Annoying? Yep. But maybe even more amazing. From houseflies that clean up debris to upside-down walking geniuses, botflies that are weirdly cute, tiny pollinators that make chocolate possible, flies play an important role in our world. I'm Dr. Bug. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep loving the little things that make our world so incredible. See you in the garden. Do you have a question for Dr. Bug? Ask a grown-up for help. The details are below.